Now, roughly €800 million in tax credits go unclaimed. Yeah, you heard me correctly. 800 million of your money is there waiting for you, and it's unclaimed. This happens in Ireland every year, and it's very possible that some of that cash could be coming your way with a little bit of knowledge, attention and effort. The deadline for the 13 claims? No, 2016 claims, I'm sure, is December the 31st. So now it's a good time to check that you've claimed all your entitlements. Barry Flanagan from taxback.com joins us now to help us sort that out. Oh, yeah, sorry, I beg your pardon. And I'll explain why the 2013 you can claim back up to 4 years. So technically, if you were owed money as far back as 2013, you can still get your hands on it. Now, sir, here's our annual bit of housekeeping, which can result, and it was interesting reading the notes, ye maintain that even a minimal trawl through your affairs can net you anything up to about €800, which is a tidy little sum of money.
Absolutely. Well, that's our average refund that we are generating for customers who come to us now at this point. So if you are due something back, we're able to get people back probably in the region of €800 per year as well. So it can be higher if you have a claim for multiple years. The basis for most of these claims is unreimbursed medical expenses. The cost of medical expenses that you have paid money out on, you're able to claim a tax credit worth 20% of that. So that is usually where we would start from. We get information from people and then we're able to generate a tax refund for them based on that.
Well, when you're talking about medical expenses, what are you talking about here? Visits to the doctor?
Absolutely. Any amount that is not reimbursed to you by an insurance provider. So that would include doctor's fees, doctor-referred physiotherapy, prescription costs, any ambulance fees, x-ray fees, and it can go as far as non-routine dental expenses as well. Obviously, the cost of your descaling and polishing is not allowable, but if you do have any more serious work done, any crowns or veneers, any orthodontic work, credit for 20% of the cost of all of those expenses incurred is available. That money is there. Approximately 150 million is reclaimed by Irish people each year in respect of just medical expenses alone. We think that there's at least that amount left with revenue every year.
And why do you think so many people let that go?
For a lot of the credits, people aren't aware of them. Now, medical expenses is quite well known. We did a survey recently and we found that 80% of our customers were aware of medical expenses. So that is one of the ones where the word is out there and people are aware of it. Not everybody yet, but a lot of people are. But for a lot of people, there is a fear about approaching revenue. And it's a completely unjustified fear as well. I mean, revenue are extremely helpful when you do get in contact with them. They will take time and they will explain things to you. And also, there is a wide range of different credits and reliefs available there for people.
I wonder what that fear is born out of. Is it because the less they know about me, the better, or if I go knocking on their door, then they're going to start looking in my door, and maybe there's stuff I should have been paying them that I haven't been.
Potentially, but I mean, for most PAYE workers, your tax is deducted at source via your payslip. You never see it in the first place, so it's very difficult for you to have underpaid. It's far more likely, especially if you've changed employments during the year and you've had 2 different payrolls. It's far more likely that a payroll provider has made a mistake and has overcharged you tax than undercharged you tax.
Now, I'm a little confused there at the top. There are changes in tax reliefs every year in the budget. So when you're looking at your tax refund entitlements, you must remember that you can actually go back for 4 years.
Absolutely. So 2017 now we're in, that means you can go back as far as 2013, 14, 15 and 16. They're the years that are available. But once you go beyond the 31st of December, then the 4 years ago is gone, and that is gone forever. So 2013 will be gone from the 31st of December. You won't be able to go back. So that is the one that you should check your receipts now. Make sure if you have any receipts from 2013 for medical expenses, you get that claim in immediately.
Right. The home carer tax credit. Now, many people believe that that's for caring for other people's children, the elderly or disabled people. They don't realise actually that it can be claimed for your own family.
For your own children. This is one of the least known tax reliefs, and it's quite a valuable one as well. This is for a jointly assessed couple, usually a married couple or civil partners, where one spouse works and the other spouse stays at home to take care of the children. So your own children are your dependents, and this can be claimed for any dependents that you have. It's worth €1,100 in 2017. So and that's a tax credit worth that amount. So that's €1,100 back in your hands. One spouse working outside of the home, one spouse staying at home to look after the children. That's where that credit is available.
Now, by the way, Is there a limit for the non-working spouse? I mean, they can still earn a certain amount of money in that year, though.
Yes,
so
they can.
And as long as they're not earning over
€7,000.
Okay.
So it begins to taper at €7,000. So if they earn between €7,000 and €9,000, then they're able to claim a portion of it. But once you earn less than €7,000, the non-working spouse, then you can claim the full value of that credit.
So in rough terms, if you had a part-time job that was giving you maybe €100, €120 a week, you'd still be
absolutely, you'd still be underneath that threshold, and you
Okay.
can go back up to 4 years again on that as well. So you can get up to close to €4,000 if you've never claimed that.
Right, tax credits for tuition fees, very important for. Now, I'd imagine a lot of people, particularly if they've got kids in third level, will probably know about this, but maybe they don't.
Yes, it is for third level fees as well. Now, it can be for a part-time course or a full-time course. There is a de minimis level. The first 3,000 for a full-time course is discounted, which of course is roughly the level of the student contribution. So where we see a tax credit and a tax refund arising for people is where a family have 2 children in college at the same time, because obviously then they're paying 2 student contributions, so that could be €6,000 they're paying out. You discount the first 3,000, but then there is a credit worth 20% of the remaining 3,000, and that can get you back a refund of €600.
Right, overpaid taxes. You said in a lot of cases that the chances of you underpaying revenue are highly unlikely, because they really are very efficient. They're very good at what they do. So the chances are that you may have overpaid in areas, particularly if you've changed jobs or if you've moved around a lot.
If you've had a change in circumstances, if you got married during the year, if you were separated during the year, people don't particularly like talking about separation, but there is.
Well, it's a very expensive process. So if there's any way that you can get some money back or pay out less, then why wouldn't you take it?
There is, and there's a relief available known as Year of Separation Relief. It is one of the most valuable reliefs available. It effectively gives both spouses an extra tax credit and an extra tax band, so it can be worth, between the two of them, up to approximately €10,000 in year of separation, provided they've paid enough tax.
Well, I mean, look, it's an awful thing to have to go through, but given that if you're a married couple, the chances are a lot of your major debt would have been taken on with those credits in mind. So when you separate and become separate individuals again, then you can actually find yourself in a situation where you can't afford what you had.
Sure, absolutely. And it is one of the lesser known reliefs available. It is something that for people to be aware of. Again, they can go back up to 4 years to claim that as well. There is another relief known as Year of Marriage Relief. So in the year that you get married and become jointly assessed, there potentially could be a tax credit or a tax refund available there if one of the spouses earned less than $33,800.
Okay. Now, flat rate expenses, I would imagine a lot of people, particularly in the areas that this applies to, will know about this, but just in case they don't, flat rate expenses are what?
The heavily unionised areas tend to know about these because they have got good information flows.
It's like your overalls and your tools and basically things that are required for your job.
Absolutely. Anything that is absolutely required for your job, you can claim as a deductible expense if it is wholly necessarily and exclusively incurred for the purpose of carrying on your trade. But there is just a regular deduction available, just depending on simply the job title you have. So most nurses will know that if they have to launder and supply their own uniforms, they get a flat rate expense of €733 each year. So that's a deduction from their taxable income. Most teachers will be aware that there's a flat rate expense of approximately €540 per year. The people who won't be aware of this, for example, not all journalists are aware that you can just simply claim as a journalist a flat rate expense. If you work in the hotel industry, if you work in a shop, 2017 is actually the first year that they actually equalised the flat rate expense for waiters and waitresses. Previously, waiters used to get more money than waitresses. Thankfully, that has been removed now. But there's a wide range of various different professions where automatically, without receipts, you can claim a deduction from your taxable income based on your job title.
Okay, Barry, the one major block with people getting this done is that they look at somebody like you and they go, I can't afford to talk to somebody like him. It's too expensive to get your kind of expertise and advice.
Thankfully, I'm very cheap, and our company, taxback.com, is very cheap. If you approach us and if we cannot find a tax refund for you, then there is no charge. This is a no-fault, no-fee service. So what we do is we charge a percentage of the refund. No refund, we will do a free review.
Thank you very much. Happy Christmas to you.
And you too.
Cheers.